How's it going? About a month ago, I got a notice from DJI that they had just released a new version of the Osmo Pocket. Now, I'm a big fan of the Osmo Pocket. I've had mine for probably a little over a year. I was a little late to the game in picking it up, so I didn't feel that it was worth making a video about it because pretty much all the videos had been made at that point. And so I saw it and took kind of a deep dive into what all it came with, and I looked at the creator combo and saw that there were some actual things in there that I really wanted to check out. So I went ahead and bought it. And then I waited. And I waited. And I waited for about 12 days for them to actually ship it. And then another 2 weeks for it to leave China because it was there out processing. And then finally, it got to the US and was delivered the next day. So, it took me about a month to get it, which means I'm about a month behind making this video. So that's okay, because I really wasn't going to make your standard tutorial on how to use the Pocket 2 and all of its features. I was more interested in things like, do my old Pocket accessories work with the new version? And I was particularly interested in the wireless microphone. I bought, as one of my accessories, an external microphone for my Pocket 1, and I've got other accessories as well that I wanted to test out and see, if they transition over to the new device. This video right now is being recorded on both of my Osmos. This one right here is my Osmo Pocket, and this one right here is my Pocket 2. So let's go over the specs and the differences between the two models really quickly. Alright, really quickly I just wanted to go over the differences in some of the specs between the original Osmo and the Pocket 2. Looking at the dimensions, the Pocket 2 is slightly larger all around, but it is only 1 gram heavier. It has 20 degrees more flexibility in the pan, 5 degrees more in the tilt, while the roll stays the same. One of the great things about the Pocket 2 is the much larger sensor size and the ability to zoom in 4 times. The field of view is about 13 degrees wider, and it has a slightly larger aperture and a slightly decreased depth of field. On the Osmo Pocket, the ISO range is 10 to 3200. For the Pocket 2, it's 10 to 3200 in 64 megapixels, but if you're down to 16 megapixels, it'll go from 100 to 6400. The overall resolution on the video is pretty much the same at 4K and at the high def, but at 2.7K it's slightly better. As far as the battery specs go, they're identical. 7.7 volts lithium polymer. Operation time is theoretically at 140 minutes with a charge time at 73 minutes. Basically, on both of the spec sheets, the batteries show exactly the same. So those are the major differences between the specs of the two cameras. Alright, and the next thing I want to do is go through the creator combo and show you all that you get with this. Now, it comes with a few things that are of questionable usage, and I'll show them to you, and a couple of things that I really love. So the first thing it comes with, and this came as part of the package with the original Osmo, is the wrist strap. I don't use it on the original, I won't use it on this one, so it's, I guess, nice to have in general, but not something I particularly care for. The second thing that the Pocket 2 with the Creator Combo comes with is a split charging cable, and this is really good. This is USB-C charging cable, and it's good that it's split because what you also receive with this is a wireless microphone transmitter. And both of these are charged by USB-C, so you can charge them both at the same time with the same cable. The next thing that's part of the Creator Combo, and I think it probably comes with the standard just purchase of the camera, are the phone adapters. Now, you have to be able to connect the camera to your phone for the initial activation of it. So you have these little slide-on adapters that then plug into the USB port or the Lightning port of your phone, and then you have to activate the phone through the MIMO app that you have to install. And here's the thing, you only get 5 attempts to activate the phone, and I don't really know what happens if you don't succeed within those 5 attempts. I'm afraid to find out. I was afraid to find out, and when I actually powered my phone up for the first time, it came up and said, you have 5 attempts to activate your phone. And I said, well, let me shut this off so I don't attempt one of the 5 activations. And then when I powered my phone back up, it said, you've got 4 attempts to activate your phone. So I went ahead and activated my phone, and the activation process really boils down to you plugging your phone into your Pocket 2, and then going through the wizard that basically registers your phone with DJI for the warranty and all that stuff. But how do you only give people 5 attempts to activate something? And what does it do? I can't really find anything on the web that tells you anything, but I suspect something bad happens. And it made me very nervous during my activation process. So I did complete that, although it was not without some anxiety. The next thing you get with the Creator Combo is this tripod mount. Now, the bottom of the Pocket 2 has a little section that pops off. Now, normally you would just have the USB port on the bottom, and that is consistent with the form factor from the Osmo One. But if you want to have or be able to mount your Osmo onto a tripod, there were a few things you had to do. First of all, with the old one, you had to get some sort of adapter, which I did. And with this one, it comes with this adapter, and like I said, you pop off the bottom, you pop this on, and it's got a 1/4-inch tripod hole, and also it's got a pass-through for the USB cable to actually plug into the USB port. So along with the tripod mount, they give you this micro tripod, which I could see some use for in I guess some very specific cases if you really were strapped for space and couldn't carry around a normal tripod. I normally have a fairly beefy tripod with these devices, but I actually really love the engineering of it. It's very small, and it sort of spirals out to put the legs out. It's not very practical for me except in very, very specific purposes. The next thing I wanted to check out with these devices were the wide-angle lenses. Now, they both just snap right onto the front of the lens with a magnet. But as you can see, they're slightly different. The wide-angle lens that comes with the Pocket 2 actually has like a sunshade around the edges of it, which seems kind of cool. They are the same size. They're interchangeable between the two. And one of the accessories I wanted to test, I do have the ND filters for my Osmo One, and I did want to check and see if the ND filters do indeed are they compatible with the Pocket 2, and they certainly are. So that's nice that you don't have to repurchase your filters. So the next thing I want to talk about as far as the Creator Combo goes is the mini control stick. Now, the original Osmo did not have a control stick. You could buy one as an accessory, and this was called the controller wheel. Now, it has some features that I did like, and some that I thought were mediocre. And the stuff I did like on the old controller wheel, they left off for the new mini control stick. And that's kind of disappointing. So what they left off was, when you have the controller wheel on your Osmo, you can actually push the right function button one time and it will automatically flip the camera. Right now, in order to flip the camera on the Pocket 2, you have to push the function button 3 times. I liked having the one-click flip. That is no longer available, and you can probably test to see whether the old controller wheel will work on the Pocket 2, but I'm a little afraid to plug things in that were not designed to go together. I'm afraid of what it might do, so I'm not going to test that. We'll just stick with the new controller stick. Now, The new controller stick pluses are that you can actually control the gimbal panning and tilting. With the old control wheel, you actually had to flip a switch and choose whether or not you wanted to control panning or control tilting. You couldn't do both at the same time, and flipping the switch while you were trying to get a shot. While panning and tilting, you just couldn't do it. So with the new nice little toggle switch on the control stick, it's very nice. Now there is a function button as well on the Pocket 2 mini control stick. When you push it, it toggles the control between the panning and tilting to the zooming. This is one function with the new camera that we do have, is the ability to zoom up to 4 times. So you can either control the gimbal or you can zoom with the mini control stick. So you have to love those features. Now the next thing I was really excited about with the Creative Combo was the do-it-all handle. As I mentioned before, you could pop the bottom off the Pocket 2 and then you can install this do-it-all handle. And what this does is it actually has the Wi-Fi ability to connect to your phone and the Bluetooth, but it also is the receiver for this item in the Creative Combo, which I absolutely love and was really wanting to get my hands on, this wireless microphone transmitter. So the receiver is in the base. Now this causes some trouble, I'll explain that in just a minute, with the form factor, but the idea that now you can have consistent audio to your Osmo with the wireless microphone is amazing. We'll talk about the wireless microphone a little bit, and we'll also run some tests on it as well. So the wireless microphone comes with this nice windscreen, but if you look at it, look at the size of this microphone. It's big and clunky, and they show you clipping it onto your shirt collar, but I don't like things that are that obtrusive when I'm, trying to record. I don't want this distraction here like a tumor on the front of my shirt.
It's not a tumor. Not a tumor at all.
So what I was able to work out is, if you'll notice underneath the windscreen, there's a 3.5mm port. You can actually plug a lapel mic into that 3.5mm port. And as you'll see in my testing, what I did is I put the big clunky transmitter on my belt, ran the lapel mic up and attached that to my necklace, and I had a completely invisible microphone, which I then tested. You'll see the testing in a minute. I love the wireless microphone feature. Super duper. Good job, DJI, on that. Alright, so you've seen the specs, you've seen the combo pack. The next thing I want to do is go through a little bit of testing and show you, what I found, the differences between the two cameras. Now, this that I've been recording right now is actually 1080 at 30 frames per second. So while the testing I'm about to do, I did at 4K at 30 frames per second. I just wanted to show the difference between the 1080 here before I went off and did the testing. So we're going to run a couple of tests. The first thing I'm going to do is just look at the camera output itself. Now you should see shallowing of the field of view, the depth of view on the Pocket 2 because of the focal ratio being a little bit shorter. And also I'm going to put the wide angle lens on each, and you can see the difference between those two. And then I did some audio testing. So I just tested the microphones one to the other, and did some, what does it sound like from each side of the camera, front and back. And then I did some distance testing just to test out the wireless transmitter. So tested out those things, and then after the testing I want to discuss basically my overall configuration of how I normally operate my my Osmo, and show you the last accessory that I was interested in making sure it was compatible with the new Pocket 2, but it does present some problems, and I'll discuss how I'm going to try to work through those. So let's give you a quick look at what my Osmo normally looks like. Now, I bought this Osmo extension stick, which is also a battery extension. So what happens is you socket the Osmo into that socket there, and then you're able to turn on the extender, which then starts to charge the phone. At the bottom of that extender, you have a tripod, a tripod mount, and I put a nice, good-sized tripod on. And what I normally do is I've got this external microphone that plugs into this USB-C port on the side and provides me my audio. So even though it looks kind of kooky, it's been a really good platform for operating my Osmo. It's got the nice base with a good solid tripod. It's got the handle, which helps me control the Pocket easily. It's got the USB port on the side for adding the microphone or any other accessories that I want. And it simultaneously charges my phone and keeps it charged. So I'm able to actually operate the Osmo for hours and hours and hours. And it's been great. The problem is, though, with this configuration, I can't use this power stick in conjunction with my wireless microphone. So I've had to get a little creative here. Clearly I'm not going to be able to use the extension handle to charge my phone. So what I'm going to do is I'll use the do-it-all handle. I'll attach a really nice tripod to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach an external battery and see if I can charge the phone while simultaneously using the do-it-all handle. There is a USB port on the do-it-all handle that is accessible. So hopefully we'll be able to charge while we use the wireless microphone. We'll certainly test that here shortly and we'll see how that goes. I'm just waiting for the external power pack to show up, which should be here any minute. When it gets here, we'll go ahead and run the test. Hopefully it works. Otherwise, I'm going to be a little disappointed that I can't use both at the same time because, like I said, I like to be able to use my Osmo for hours on end. You know, if I go out somewhere in the city or whatever, you know, I want to be able to keep my Osmo running. I don't want to miss anything. They do have a charger case that you can put the Osmo in and charge. But again, when it's in the case, you're not able to use it. I want to be able to use it and charge it at the same time that I use the wireless microphone. That's our goal. We'll see if we can achieve it here in a bit. I want to do a little bit of testing with these both on equal footing here. So I've got them both on a tripod right next to each other. We're testing them out. This is a fairly sunny but windy day, so it's good for testing the microphones and stuff. But this is what the two look like just out of the box from about 4 feet away. Also the sound, same thing, about 4 feet away. Now I'm going to walk around them so we can test the microphones from the back as well. I have no additional microphones or anything like that. So I'm going to flip the camera and then I'm going to walk around. Alright, so this is also, you're able to hear the crinkling of the leaves. As I said, it's a sunny fall day, but I have lots of leaves here. So this is what it sounds like from the back. And I know the Pocket 2 has the array of stereo microphones, so I'm hoping that you'll hear a difference from the back side on this. So let's go ahead and continue walking around and talking as we do it, so you can see if there's any kind of noticeable difference between the two as far as microphones go. All right. The next thing I wanted to do was put the wide-angle lenses on each of these and see how they compare as well. So let's go ahead and put those on and see how they react. Alright, same distance, 4 feet, both with their wide-angle lenses on. Maybe you'll get to see a difference, I don't know. We'll just put these side by side and we'll let you be the judge of which ones. I can't tell from the little windscreen, or the little LCD screen. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to do was test out the microphone. With the Pocket 2, of course, we get the wireless microphone with the wind guard, so we have wind. We'll be able to test that. But I also know that I don't like the bulkiness of the wireless microphone. So I also got a lapel mic, a lanier mic, however you want to phrase it, so that I can test that as well. So let's go ahead and turn the microphone on, and let's see what it sounds like. This will be my first time ever using it, so we'll see what we get. Okay, so this is what it sounds like with the wireless microphone attached. Now, of course, I have the windscreen on, but you see it's here on my neck. It's this big-ass bulky thing, and it's dragging my collar down. I don't particularly like it. We're going to do another walk around the cameras. We're going to also do some distance testing, so let's go ahead and turn the cameras around. And we'll keep talking as we walk around the cameras and just maybe come into the frame. See if there's any difference as far as the quality of the audio goes. There should be, of course, with the wireless microphone. And we're back around the front. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to attach my lapel mic, and then we're going to do some, first of all, just to hear what it sounds like, and the second thing is we're going to do some distance testing, see how far we can get. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to take the fluffy thing off, and underneath we have the 3.5 millimeter port, so we'll plug the lapel mic into that and we'll test that. All right, it's as simple as plugging in the jack into the port. At this point now we should be seeing volume. So we're going to clip this at our waist now, which I think is a much better way of doing this. I'm going to run this up my shirt. Now, a couple of things with lapel mics. I always have disliked the fact that you can see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to my necklace under my shirt. Now at this point, you should see no wires at all. And hopefully you can hear me. Okay, this is what this will look like with a lapel mic. And we're going to walk away and see how the sound goes. Now, I'll probably stop hearing me on Pocket 1 completely at this point. I'll keep walking backward. Hopefully not so much off. Step here, and we're going to keep walking, and I can continue to talk at a normal tone because the microphone is right here by my face. So here I am, a distance of a good 20 yards, so 60 feet I would say, and hopefully you'll be able to see me, but for sure the only one you're going to be able to hear me on is the Pocket 2. So hopefully this lapel mic is working well. We're going to continue to walk forward, and we'll talk all the way. Stableness of the audio is the biggest strength of the wireless microphone into place, and I think the fact that you can put a less obtrusive microphone on it is great as well. So there we have it. We have a little field of view, maybe depth of view testing there. We'll see. We have some audio testing. We have some wireless mic testing. All that's been done, and we're ready to wrap it up because it's gonna rain here in just a minute. Also, it's interesting to get a little bit of a test with the background noise as well with the cars going by, so that will help out too. Okay, we'll wrap up the outdoor testing part of this, and we'll see you back inside. All right, so I did try to recreate the configuration with my handle extension and using the do-it-all handle with a USB-C extension cable, and that didn't work. So we finally settled with a nice tripod, the do-it-all handle, and an external power pack. So on the do-it-all handle, on the back of it, there is a USB-C port, which I have attached an external power supply to. And as you can see, it is indeed charging. Now the big test is when I turn on the microphone will it connect and work? And it should, because we have the do-it-all base. So, turn it on. We get the notice, and there we have it. So, with this configuration now, we've got a nice tripod. We've got the do-it-all handle with the wireless microphone attaching to it, and an external power pack. Now, I can operate the power pack in one of two ways. I can, if I'm using just the smaller tripod, I can just rest the power pack on the table. So it's in a mesh bag with some string that is used to close off the top, and you can just hang it from the tripod with that string. So looks like it'll work. I'm pretty happy with that, so that fulfills all of my requirements for the little platform I like to use. So pretty happy. I think it's going to be great, and we're really looking forward to using this in our adventures. So there you go. I know this was a little long, but there was a lot to cover. I appreciate you coming by, and I guess we'll see you around.